Can you start now? So we'll take 2 more minutes, then we'll start. Let's wait for 2 more minutes.
Learn this very quickly. You need to write test and also you came on time. You learn, then you will do. You will start from that. Yes, not from the beginning.
Sadhana ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ.
Yes, Vaniji, we can start. We can stop sharing.
Hello, Namaskaram. Welcome to the webinar Chat with a Child Psychologist. The intentions of this event is to help you wherever you are on your parenting journey by offering experience-backed and research-supported actionable tips and suggestions. We will start with sharing 5 general thinking errors we all do and we all observe as parents, parents and children and teachers and everywhere. And then we would go with the Q&A session with Dr. Geeta Challa. Today we have Dr. Geeta Challa, a counselor and a psychologist with a PhD in human development and MSc in child development. Welcome, Dr. Geeta Challa. Stage is for you.
Namaste. Thank you, Vani. Thank you so much. Good evening and welcome to Meet and Chat with a Child Psychologist. Myself, Geeta Challa. I feel very happy one side and also feel little disturbed when I'm conducting this meet and chat. Because let me give you the background of me trying to conduct this meet and chat. When I take sessions, when I conduct counseling sessions, I see severe mental health issues, people with general mental health issues, clinical cases, non-clinical cases, children, adolescents, and adults and old people also. What I observe is, whatever be the issue, it can be general issue, it can be severe issue, it can be, whatever type of issue it is, there is a root cause. There is a specific reason behind it. And generally the roots are in the childhood. It's very sad. And we being parents, that valuable childhood of our children is in our hands. हमारे हाथ में है, మన చేతిలో ఉంది పిల్లల బాల్యం. అండ్ ఆ బాల్యమే రకరకాల సమస్యలకు కారణం. And as we know, in every training program, when I come and talk, I give an example of mobile phone. Repeatedly, I give this example. With a mobile phone, if you buy a mobile phone, you get the manual. You know how to operate, what to do. Not even mobile, not a mobile, everything for that matter, you get something. You get a, booklet, procedure to do something. With every gadget, you get a book. But the valuable creature, the valuable, the child, which we get from the Almighty, whatever you call, we don't have any manual. We don't have anything to do. We don't know what to do with the child. And we do a lot of trial and error. We do a lot of trial and error. And in the process, when we do this trial and error, we tend to make a lot of mistakes. We tend to do a lot of mistakes. Unknowingly. Recently, I think last session, I don't know where I mentioned this, but I saw a lady who was holding her baby, because it is very fresh in my mind. I'm not able to forget that. There was a lady, not even middle age, very young, around 25 years, with a baby, who is sweet, very smart, very, very chubby. She was walking here and there in, the lane. And I was trying to observe what she's doing. She was walking. There was no, intention. She was not doing anything. And she was not trying to do anything with the child also. But she was moving here and there, here and there, here and there. And I could see that her walking style is different. Her facial expressions are different. She was not having control over her movement. But best part was, she was not leaving the child. She was holding her all the time in that 30 minutes of time. I saw her for 30 minutes almost. She was holding the baby so carefully, not letting her fall down. But she was not in her control. And later I understood she was not a normal lady. She has some issue. She was, I think she had, that low IQ, and I don't know what is the issue. It could be a psychotic issue, but she was not a normal lady. That is the beauty of parenting. That is the beauty of a, motherhood. That is the beauty of a fatherhood. We are great. We want the child to be good. We want their childhood to be good. We want their future to be good. But still, unknowingly, we do something. మనకేమి చెయ్యాలని ఉండదు. పిల్లల భవిష్యత్తు బాగుండాలనే కోరుకుంటాం. అన్ని బాగా జరగాలనే కోరుకుంటాం. But still, sometimes it happens. And I, sitting here, see a lot of cases again. చాలా సార్లు చూస్తుంటాను. చాలా విషయాలు నేర్చుకుంటాం. ఇక్కడ చాలా విషయాలు అర్థం చేసుకుంటాము. ఎవరికి చెప్పాలో తెలియదు, ఎక్కడ చెప్పాలో తెలియదు. సో ఇలాంటి వెబినార్స్ ద్వారా ఎక్కువ మందికి చేరవేయాలి. Through this webinar, we thought of meeting people. We thought of, letting people understand that parenting is important. Parenting is important. We need to learn parenting. We need to be very careful. ఇంతకుముందు అనేవాళ్ళు, నారు పోసిన వాడు నీరు పోయడా అని. దేవుడు పుట్టించాడు కదా, పెంచేస్తాడులే అని. బచ్చా పైదా హువా తో బడ జాయేగా, పెరుగుతాడు. No. పెరగడము is different. Growing is different, but how qualitatively? What is the quality of his life? What is the quality of his later life? How he's going to become an adult? What sort of adult he's going to become? What sort of personality he's getting? What is it we are shaping in the child? ఎలాంటి మనిషిని తయారు చేస్తున్నాం మనము, ఎలాంటి వ్యక్తి కాబోతున్నాడు ఫ్యూచర్లో, చాలా చాలా ఇంపార్టెంట్ అండి. సో thought of giving you 5 thinking errors. Today I'll share 5 thinking errors which parents have. After that, we'll have the interaction with the parents who are available. I want all of you to take a minute to send this Zoom link to your own friends, relatives, or people who you think should listen to this. పిల్లలున్న ప్రతి ఒక్కరు వినాల్సిన వెబినార్. So just try to share the link if you have time, 1 minute. Meanwhile, I'll start the presentation. Vani, are you helping me with the presentation?
No, ma'am.
Okay. So Radhika will be sharing it.
Okay.
Thank you. So today we are going to discuss about 5 thinking errors which generally parents have. So it's not just errors, it's thinking errors, which we found. See, what do I mean by it? First of all, what do I mean by it? Let me tell you. In cognitive behavior therapy, we tend to talk about cognitive distortions. Cognitive distortions. So generally, we all think normally, and we don't want to think in a distorted manner. Nobody wants. But cognitive distortions come automatically. They're like very automatic. And cognitive distortions is not a very abnormal. It's not abnormal. They are normal. All of us will get, but how frequently we are getting these distortions, the intensity of this distortion, application of this distortion, and to what extent we are believing in that distortion. All this makes the difference. So మన ఆలోచనలో వచ్చే ఒక చిన్న వంకరగా ఆలోచిస్తాం, డిఫరెంట్గా ఆలోచిస్తాం. మనం ఎలా ఆలోచించాలో అలా సాధారణంగా ఆలోచించకపోవడాన్ని డిస్టార్షన్స్ అంటారు. సో ఇది అందరికీ ఉంటుంది, ఇది అసహజమైందేం కాదు, సహజమైందే. కానీ ఎంత ఉంది, ఎంతవరకు మనము అలా ఆలోచిస్తున్నాం అనే దాన్ని బట్టి మన బిడ్డలు అంటే పేరెంటింగ్ లో మనకు ఒకవేళ డిస్టార్షన్స్ ఉంటే చాలా చాలా ఎఫెక్ట్ ఉంటుంది. సో normal people having cognitive distortions is definitely bad. But if a parent, if a mother or a father is having these distortions in the parenting or towards the child, that will actually damage the child. So you may be asking, you may have a doubt why people get these distortions. Why can't we think normally? Why do we think different? Why do we think in a distorted manner? Because when a person is into stress, when a person is in a miserable condition, or when a person have problems in front, there automatically the distorted thinking comes up to save self, to safeguard self, to feel better. What happens when you have distortions in parenting? The way we look at the child will be different. The way we understand the child will be different. And the way we get motivated will be very low. And sometimes what happens because of these distortions or the different way of thinking parents have, they tend to get into mental health issues. I'll be giving more examples when we go there. So this is a very important and interesting topic. Cognitive distortions are errors in thinking in parenting. పిల్లల పెంపకంలో ఆలోచనలు డిస్టార్షన్ ఆర్ డిఫరెంట్ గా ఉండడం వల్ల పిల్లల యొక్క భవిష్యత్తు, పిల్లల్ని మనం చూసే విధానం, పిల్లల్ని మనం అర్థం చేసుకునే విధానము, లేదా మన యొక్క మానసిక పరిస్థితి అనేది ఆధారపడి ఉంటుంది. అది జిస్ట్ అండి. నేను తెలుగులో ఇంగ్లీష్లో రెండు మాట్లాడతాను. I speak in English and Telugu. Please bear with me. So let's start with the distortion 1. Very most used, according to me, most used distortion is labeling. Labeling is trying to give a name to a person, trying to name a person by looking at a single character or a single behavior. For example, in parenting, let me take the examples of parenting. There was a girl who was very active in extracurricular activities, who is very good at work in the, at home, very good with the friends, very good in self-care. అన్ని బాగున్నాయి. ఒక అమ్మాయిలో చదువు బాగుంది, చదువు కాదు, సో వేరే వాళ్ళతో మాట్లాడే విధానం బాగుంది, స్నేహితులు బాగున్నారు, ఆమె అందరితో ఎలా ఉంటుంది, ఇంట్లో పని చేయడం, ఇవన్నీ బాగున్నాయి, ఆటలు ఆడడము, పాటలు అన్నీ బాగున్నాయి అమ్మాయికి. But that girl who is very good in XYZ, she is not performing well in academics. She was not able to read and write. That's the only problem. She's intelligent also. But only problem is she cannot read and write. So now I want you to use the chat box and tell me what is the label the parents or teachers will give her. Can I have the chat box on? And I want all of you to type in the chat box what label is given to that child by parents or teachers. Quick. Dumb. Very good. Rama garu cheptunnaru. Rama is telling dumb, slow, dumbo, not concentrating, cannot read and write. Dumb child. Correct. Lazy. She's having a disorder. Okay. Generally, what do they, the parents who do not know about dysgraphia and stuff, generally when the child is not able to perform in the, academics, they say, Moddu. In Telugu, they call very good. Moddu. Moddudi. Dammu. Dinki em radu. Yes. So this is a label given by people. Now, if the parents are thinking, Akara pushti naivedya nashti antaranta. See, ఎన్ని రకాల మాటలు అంటున్నారు. How many, those labels are given to the child. But the child, see, if you take the child as a whole, she is very good in many areas of her life. But there is a problem in particular performance, particular behavior. That doesn't mean that the child is moddu, the child is, dumb, the child is waste. So here, please understand that the child as a whole should be, detached from the behavior which is unexpected, behavior which we don't want. So the child's behavior which we are looking at, which we are not happy with, is a single behavior, single character. That doesn't define the child as a person. So this is called distorted thinking. అంటే అమ్మాయి ఒక మనిషిగా వేరు, ఆ అమ్మాయి ప్రవర్తన అక్కడ చెయ్యలేని తనం అనేది వేరు. ఈ రెండుని మనము కలిపి మొద్దు, శుద్ధది ఇలాంటివి చెప్పకూడదు. అలా చేస్తున్నాము ఆర్ అలా ఆలోచిస్తున్నాము అంటే అదే డిస్టార్షన్. దాన్ని లేబులింగ్ అంటారు. ముద్ర వేయడం, తెలుగులో ముద్ర వేయడం అంటారు. ముద్ర వేయడం చేస్తారు. సో దిస్ ఇస్ కాల్డ్ లేబులింగ్. Now, let's go to the second one. Catastrophizing. Catastrophizing ante భూతద్దంలో పెట్టి చూడడము. Catastrophizing is nothing but భయంకరంగా ఊహించుకోవడము. Looking at a small thing, taking it into a very worst condition. For example, parenting. Let's take parenting example. The child has, maybe a small fall or Okay, someone is talking. We'll take up in the questions and I'll answer in the question and answer session. Vani, please follow them in the chat. If some questions are there, please keep them in mind. We'll answer.
Yes, ma'am.
So, catastrophizing is taking us, looking at a small behavior, situation or problem and imagining the worst case scenario. For example, there is a small discomfort or the child is late, she's not getting up or he's not getting up. He didn't, dress well immediately for the class and he missed the bus. Then the mother started thinking or father started thinking, this fellow is doing always like this. He is missing the bus today. I think he will not study well. I think he will not be, able to perform he will not, able to complete his schooling. I don't think he will be studying in future also. See how bad the thoughts are coming. It's like a snowball. It's like a snowball. తెలుగులో చెప్పాలంటే భూతద్దంలో పెట్టి చూడడము, చిన్న విషయాన్ని పెద్దగా ఊహించుకోవడము. ఒక్కరోజు స్కూల్కి వెళ్ళకపోతే బిడ్డ ఇంకా వాడు అసలు స్కూల్కి వెళ్ళడు, చదువుకోడు, వాడికి ఉద్యోగం రాదు, వాళ్ళ జీవితమే నాశనం అయిపోతుంది అన్నంతగా ఆలోచించడాన్ని మనము క్యాటస్ట్రఫైజింగ్ అంటారు. సో వాట్ టు డూ? When we are thinking, or our brain, our mind is giving you that worst scenario, మనకు అట్లా జరిగే ఒక భయంకరమైన సిచ్యువేషన్ చూపిస్తే try to think what are the other possibilities which can happen. Worst case scenario is there always. There could be some other possibilities to happen in the life. చదువుకుంటాడు కానీ అంతగా పర్ఫార్మ్ చేయడు. He may study but he may not study to that extent. He may have shortage of attendance. You will give a certificate to that. So there are other possibilities for it. It's not that the child is completely out of the school, thrown out of the school. This is called catastrophizing. Let's go to the third distorted thinking or thinking error. This is called overgeneralization. Overgeneralization. If the children are like, maybe there is a boy and who was drawing and he just tried, spilling the colors on the floor. Then the mother immediately says, వీడింతే, వీడెందుకు పనికిరాడు, వీడికి ఏ పని రాదు, వీడి ఇంకా జీవితంలో అసలు ఇంకెప్పుడు బాగు చేయలేడు. He's like that always. So if the child is making a mess, parents tend to think that they generalize that behavior to all the context, all the time the child is doing it. He will be like that. And sometimes we have these generalizations in overgeneralization about single children. Yeah, there is a research which is like telling that single children have some issues. But it's not everybody all the time. But generally, parents have this overgeneralizing, talk. అమ్మాయిలు అందరూ షై అండి, అమ్మాయిలు అందరూ షై. Girls are, little shy. Boys are arrogant. అబ్బాయిలు అందరూ arrogant అండి. You tend to use this and you tend to talk in front of the child and the child will learn from us. In a recent, family meeting, I met a mother who came along with the daughter from US. When we were having dinner and the child was playing and she was like not coming to the stranger and she was like this. So one of my cousins said, she's a very shy child. She is very shy. And immediately that woman, the mother, she said, no, she is not a shy child. She's not a shy child. Today, because you're strangers, she is behaving in such a way. But otherwise, my daughter is very brave. See, I really appreciated that she could immediately respond and, try to condemn that and, give a nice feeling to the child. జనరలీ మనం ఏమంటే అవునండి అంతే, అది ఎప్పుడు అంతే అండి, ఎప్పుడు అలాగే చేస్తుందండి, అసలు నాకు తెలిసి ఇది బాగుపడదు ఇంకా. ఓవర్ జనరలైజేషన్ ఆఫ్ అ బిహేవియర్ ఆల్వేస్. యూ కెన్ నెవర్ డూ ఇట్. సమ్టైమ్స్ యాపిల్ కట్ చేస్తున్నాడు బాబు, యాపిల్ కట్ చేస్తున్నాడు, అది వంకరగా కట్ అయిపోయింది, ఇట్ వాజ్ నాట్ ఫైన్. ఆర్ బెడ్షీట్, స్ప్రెడింగ్ ఎ షీట్, బెడ్షీట్, and the child may not be able to do it. Then immediately parents generally say, you will never do it. I know you will never do it. నాకు తెలుసు నువ్వు ఎప్పుడు చేయలేవు, నీ వల్ల కాదు అది. These are all overgeneralization way of thinking and talking also. So let's not do that with our children. Last meaning 5. There are so many. We will come up with more webinars, but this is the 5th distortion, which is called should statements. Should statements. Parents actually have these should statements in the mind. For example, my child should get up early in the morning. My child should be always first in the class. My child should behave properly. My child should respect elders. So there are so many should statements in the child. మనం పిల్లల గురించి చాలా షుడ్ అంటాం. అంటే ఇలా చేయాలి, అలా చేయాలి, నా బాబు బాగా ఉండాలి, బాగా చదువుకోవాలి, అందరినీ రెస్పెక్ట్ చేయాలి, అన్నీ ఉండాలి నా కొడుకు కూతురికి. పర్ఫెక్షన్, ఇదేమంటారండి? పర్ఫెక్షన్. మై చైల్డ్ షుడ్ బి పర్ఫెక్ట్. నా బిడ్డ పర్ఫెక్ట్ గా ఉండాలి, ఎక్కడ వంక ఉండకూడదు. ఎక్స్పెక్టేషన్స్ మంచిదే, బిడ్డ బాగుండాలని కోరుకోవడం మంచిదే, కానీ ప్రతి బిడ్డలో కూడా, ప్రతి చైల్డ్లో కూడా కొన్ని లిమిటేషన్స్ ఉంటాయి. సో ఎక్స్పెక్టింగ్ పర్ఫెక్షన్, ఎక్స్పెక్టింగ్ something is fine, but not to an extent that my child should be like this. There should not be like a rule book. Albert Ellis says that. Albert Ellis, who is the founder of rational emotive behavior therapy, he says that parents have a rule book here. మీకు ఒక రూల్స్ ఉంటాయి, ఇక్కడ కొన్ని రూల్స్ ఉంటాయి. పిల్లలు ఇలా చెయ్యాలి, పిల్లలు ఇలాగే ఉండాలి, పిల్లలు ఇలాగే తినాలి, ఇలాగే పడుకోవాలి. సో ఇట్స్ a rule book. And you want that to happen. That's where the problem comes. That's where the children get conflict with the parents. So, should statements lo konta flexibility రావాలి. Should statements లో కొంచెం ఫ్లెక్సిబిలిటీ రావాలి. నా బిడ్డ ఇలా ఉండాలని కోరుకుంటున్నాను, కానీ ఒకవేళ ఉండలేకపోతే, ఒకవేళ అది జరగకపోతే కూడా పర్వాలేదు. ఐ విష్ మై చైల్డ్ డూ దిస్, బట్ ఇట్స్ నాట్ ఎ మస్ట్. ఐ లవ్ ఇఫ్ మై చైల్డ్ విన్ ద గేమ్, బట్ ఇట్స్ నాట్ ఎ మస్ట్. విషింగ్ ఇస్ డిఫరెంట్, ప్రిఫరింగ్ ఇస్ డిఫరెంట్. కోరుకోవడం మంచిదే, కానీ అలాగే జరగాలి అనుకోవడం తప్పు. Do we have one more? Yeah, maybe I got mistaken by the number. Last one, personalization. Personalization, ఇది ఎక్కువగా, mostly we see this in the mothers. Personalizing is like a sponge. You become a sponge. నా బిడ్డ జీవితంలో ఏది జరిగినా దానికి నేను కారణము. If something is happening to my child, I am the reason for it. అన్నిటికీ నేనే కారణం అని అనుకుంటారు. If the child is studying, fine, that's okay. But if the child failed, the mother feel bad. I am responsible. If the child got hurt, then the mother or father think that we are careless. If the child is not talking properly, not behaving properly with others, they think I'm a bad parent. I'm not a good parent. I'm not a successful parent. Many parents come to me and say, ma'am, I'm a failure mother. I'm a failure father. I say, why? He didn't get into the entrance exam. He didn't get through the entrance exam. Entrance lo seat తెచ్చుకోలేదు, అందుకని నేను ఒక failure father, failure mother. Which is completely not all right. So there are 101 factors which may work on the child. You are not the only person who is responsible for a child. Personalizing is blaming yourself. మనల్ని మనము నిందించుకోవడం, మనల్ని మనము కించపరచుకోవడం, ఏ పరిస్థితినైనా మనమే కారణం అనుకోవడం. So this is called personalization. So బిడ్డ జీవితంలో తల్లిదండ్రి ఒక భాగం, బిడ్డ జీవితంలో తల్లి తండ్రి ఒక భాగం, కానీ వాళ్ళ జీవితం అంతా మీరు కాదు. You are a part of your child's life, but you are not the life of your child. So these distortions will actually develop, or may be a reason for mental health issues in the parents. The parents may get, you can stop sharing, Andy. So the parents may, no, you can share later. The parents may get upset, the parents may get frustrated, they may become depressed. There could be anything happens. And one more very important thing, because of these distortions, parents tend to, husband and wife tend to fight among themselves. They fight among themselves because they get into that blame game. Nee valla indi, na valla indi. So they get into blame game. So whole environment in the family will disturb if you have distorted thinking. So again, just to summarize, cognitive distortions, thinking errors are normal. But if these distortions become part of you and you are completely into them, and these distortions are frequently coming in a very high intensity, and you are accepting them, and you are actually get affected by these things, that is a problem. So there is a therapy called cognitive behavior therapy. I repeat, there is a therapy called cognitive behavior therapy, where we try to educate you about the automatic thoughts, intermediate beliefs, core beliefs, and cognitive distortions. We not only give you awareness, we also help you to normalize those thoughts, distortions, so that you will be able to think normally. So it's a proven therapy. It's a proven procedure where you can learn to think differently, learn to think in a normal way. So I think I'm done with my 5 distortions or thinking errors. Now it's time to take questions from anybody. If you are, having any questions, we are happy to answer. Thank you, Vani, for helping me today. I want you to coordinate for the question answers. And you're all unmuted. You can send your questions in the chat box, or you can ask the questions by unmuting yourself. Anything is fine.
Ma'am, in the chat box, Shashank shared that I read that labeling helps us in simplifying some complex behaviors.
When the labeling is in a positive manner, definitely that helps in that manner. But when it is a negative labeling, that will have a great impact in the child. I'll give you one example. I will give you one example of a child who was labeled as Mondi, who was labeled by the parents and others as Mondipilla. Mondipilla was the label given. And she actually internalized that label. She started believing that I am Mondi, I am, very rigid. And she started behaving in the same way. And at a point, actually in her marriage, there was a problem. There was a conflict with the husband, and she took divorce. She was separated from the husband. And she asked me, she was crying, and then she said, ma'am, చిన్నప్పుడు మొండిదానా అని చెప్పి నన్ను మొండిదాన్ని చేశారు. People used to call me, you are rigid, and I became rigid, and today I feel guilt because I was not able to maintain the relationship. I was so rigid, and I took the divorce also. And she was repenting. She was feeling bad for the divorce. She was guilt about the process. So that's how it works. So you should be very careful.
So, ma'am, this reminds me, labeling is as important or as critical as we do namakaranam. When we put the name when we first select a name, we put so much thought and effort, and we visualize that person to grow into such amazing personality, right? So when
Correct.
we give these labels freely, that's something which we need to relate to, connect the dot and think, we
Yeah.
are now doing some namakarnam to our child. Is it really what we want?
We don't want that, but we give the name.
Yes, ma'am.
We don't want the child to be that, but we give the name. That's a problem. That's a problem. So
There's
the
another
other question,
question, ma'am. Is it really possible to change thinking process?
someone asked.
Someone asked, ma'am.
Yeah.
Asked.
Yes, Andy. So, as I told you, there is a beautiful therapy, scientifically proven therapy, cognitive behavior therapy, which is proven scientifically, where you can change your thought process. We can help you to change the thought process.
Thank you. So, Swapna garu, she asked, Madam, kids lo fear పోగొట్టడం ఎలా, కోపం ఎలా తగ్గించాలి, అన్నిటికీ రెస్పాండ్ అవ్వకుండా ఎలా చేయాలి? How do we make them reduce their fear and calm them down without getting angry? And how do you make them respond normally, not get aggressive?
Yeah. So, ఏం పేరు అన్నారు మేడంది?
Swapna garu.
Swapna. So, Swapna ji, definitely it's a very big topic to talk about. But to give an answer in nutshell, please educate your son or daughter or any child about the emotional intelligence, or just give them awareness of emotions. So basically, as they are children, they may not understand the language of emotions. So you can use play therapy, puppets, art therapy to teach them emotions and educate them how a negative emotion will affect the relationship, how the negative emotion can affect themselves, their health. Okay. So using expressive art therapies, you can create emotional awareness. Mask making, beautiful therapy, beautiful, it helps. Role play, puppet show, storytelling. You can tell a story of a person with anger and without anger, something like that. Create a story and tell them. And ask the question, what do you understand from the story? What happened to the person who was angry? There are many stories. Story method is beautiful for the children. Actually, in summer, we conduct Balamitra for the children, where your kids can be part of it. So for the 21 days, we take one story, every day one story, and we teach some life skills and emotional intelligence and stuff. So, yeah.
Sure, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Hi, ma'am.
Somebody wants to talk? Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah, ma'am. Swarupa.
చెప్పండి స్వరూప.
యాక్చువల్లీ మా పెద్ద కొడుక్కి ఇంటెలెక్చువల్ డిసేబిలిటీ ఉంది మ్యామ్. 9 years ఓల్డ్ అతను. బట్ అతని ఐక్యూ లెవెల్స్ 4.5 years లా ఉన్నాయి. NIMH అక్కడ అన్ని అసెస్మెంట్ చేయించాము. సో లేట్ గా వస్తాయి అంటున్నారు, థెరపీస్ అవసరం పడుతున్నాయి అన్నారు. ఆక్యుపేషనల్ స్పెషల్ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ అండ్ అడ్వాన్స్డ్ బిహేవియర్ థెరపీ సజెస్ట్ చేశారు. చాలా కాస్ట్ ఉన్నాయి. 45 minutes సెషన్ 500 అలా ఉన్నాయి. సో నేను ఇప్పటికీ ఇప్పిస్తున్నాను డైలీ. బట్ ఆయన చేంజ్ కనిపించట్లేదు, చాలా స్లో ఉన్నాడు. బట్ అగ్రెషన్ ఉంది. ఇంకా ఆమె అండర్స్టాండ్ చేసుకోవడానికి ట్రై చేస్తున్నాడు, బట్ హ్యాండ్స్ ఫ్లాప్ చేస్తున్నాడు. ఆయనకు వచ్చినప్పుడు మాట్లాడుతున్నాడు. ఆయనకు కావాల్సిన ఐటమ్స్ ఇవ్వకపోతే ఆర్గ్యూ,
అగ్రెసివ్ అయిపోతున్నాడు.
చాలా ఉన్నాయి మ్యామ్ అట్లాంటి బిహేవియర్స్. ఏమైనా సజెస్ట్ చేస్తారేమో.
మీరు ఎక్కడ ఉంటారమ్మా?
నేను హన్మకొండ, వరంగల్.
ఓకే. వస్తారా హైదరాబాద్కి ఎప్పుడైనా?
వస్తాను మ్యామ్.
మీరు ఎప్పుడైనా వస్తే ఒక ఫ్రీ విజిట్ కి రండి మా దగ్గరికి. నేను మీకు చార్జ్ చేయను. యూ కెన్ కమ్ అండ్ హ్యావ్ ఎ ఫ్రీ విజిట్ విత్ యువర్ చైల్డ్. ఏం చేస్తాను అనేది కాదు అక్కడ విజిట్ లో, కానీ ఐ జస్ట్ ట్రై టు అండర్స్టాండ్ యువర్ చైల్డ్ అండ్ హెల్ప్ యూ ఫస్ట్ థింగ్. బట్ మీకు ఇప్పుడు నేను ఇచ్చే మేబీ గైడెన్స్ అనొచ్చు. నేను మీ ప్లేస్ లో ఉండి ఆలోచిస్తే ఇట్స్ వెరీ టఫ్. చైల్డ్ హ్యాండిల్ చేయడము, ఒక పక్క అంత డబ్బులు పెట్టి థెరపీ ఇప్పించలేకపోవడం ఇప్పుడు చాలా కాస్ట్లీ ప్రాసెస్ అండి. థెరపీ అనేది చాలా కాస్ట్లీ ఉంది. దాన్ని ఏదో చెయ్యాలి, సంథింగ్ టు బి డన్ ఫర్ దట్, బికాజ్ అందరూ థెరపీ ఇప్పించుకోలేకపోతున్నారు. కానీ పిల్లలకి అయితే నష్టం జరుగుతుంది. వయసు అయిపోతే అండి, అంటే చిన్న వయసులో పిల్లలకి మనము న్యూరోప్లాస్టిసిటీ ఎక్కువ ఉంటది కాబట్టి తొందరగా వాళ్ళు ట్రైన్ అయిపోతారు. కొంచెం వయసు వచ్చినాక మీరు థెరపీ ఇప్పించినా పెద్దగా లాభం ఉండదు అనమాట, అంటే ఎక్కువ ఉండదు. సో వన్ వెరీ డైరెక్ట్ గైడెన్స్ ఈస్, మీరు థెరపిస్ట్ ట్రైనింగ్ ఇవన్నీ సెషన్స్ ఒక ఎత్తు అయితే, పేరెంట్ గా మీరు ముందు ట్రైన్ అవ్వాలి. మీరు ముందు మిమ్మల్ని మీరు ఎడ్యుకేట్ చేసుకొని మీరు ఒక ట్రైనర్ అవ్వాలి మీ బాబుకి. దట్ ఈస్ మోర్ ఎఫెక్టివ్ దాన్ ఎనీ అదర్ థెరపీ వెన్ యు ఆర్ ఏబుల్ టు డూ. ఎందుకంటే ఒక 45 నిమిషాలు గంట సేపు థెరపీ సెషన్ లో ఉంటాడు బాబు, కానీ 24 గంటలు అంటే మిగతా 23 గంటలు మీ దగ్గరే ఉంటాడు బాబు. సో మీరిచ్చే చిన్న యాక్టివిటీ అయినా రిపీటెడ్ గా ఇస్తే దాని ఇంపాక్ట్ బాగుంటది. సో పేరెంట్ గా మీరు ఏం చేయొచ్చు అనేది నేను కొంత గైడెన్స్ ఇస్తాను, ఒకసారి విజిట్ చేయండి మా దగ్గరికి. నేను కొన్ని యాక్టివిటీస్, కొంత గైడెన్స్ అన్ని మా దగ్గర ఉంటాయి, నేను మీకు ఇస్తాను.
ఓకే, ఓకే, థ్యాంక్ యూ.
Ma'am, Rama Garu, she said labeling even to praise them is also erroneous, in the sense it leads to another wrong notion. Something like every time
yes.
saying it's smart,
Understood.
intelligent.
I'll give you clarity on that. సో మనం అన్నట్టు యూజింగ్ అ గుడ్ లేబుల్, like you are a wonderful child, you are a very intelligent child, those things also sometime what happens, I'll tell you, to appreciate a child, you can definitely appreciate, it works as a positive reward for a behavior modification of a child. But if you are doing it more, actually we call it as wonderfulization, which is not good. Don't do wonderfulization of a child, of anybody for that matter. Oh ma'am, great ma'am, మీరు great job చేస్తున్నారు. ఏం చేస్తలేం, దేవుడు ఇచ్చిండు చేస్తున్నాం అంతే. We are not doing a great job sitting here. So some people wonderfulize. పిల్లల్ని కూడా wonderfulization చెయ్యకూడదు. So too much of praising actually stop the growth of a child. They think that I am very good, great, so nothing, నేను ఏం చేసేది లేదు. So never do that. It's not good.
So Shashank again shared labeling helps us in simplifying some complex behaviors. Maybe Shashank did not listen when you.
I gave the answer definitely. As you said, yes, it helps when it is positive, but when it is negative, it will have a lifelong impact. I have given a case also. You can listen to the video again.
And ma'am, Rama Garu again responded saying, it's not that just the parents who keep labeling, but others keep saying this boy is smart, this boy is intelligent. So that also is causing a lot of trouble.
Yes, it will cause. So you should be, I gave you that example, one lady from US who came and who condemned, who stopped the comment of another person. You be careful about your child. When the child is interacting with people, you be careful. And you take care, you safeguard from the people, which is very important. That's why I say parenting is a continuous process. It's not something you do today and you stop tomorrow. It's a continuous process across your life. Till you are there, you need to be a parent. There is no other goal.
There's another question from Bhargavi. Is keeping child busy in many activities is good or not?
Too many activities, again, it's a problem. There is a story of butterfly. I generally, tell this story. There was a butterfly who was flying beautifully, but after the king saw the beautiful flying of the butterfly, he wanted to teach the butterfly swimming, jumping, crawling, and he started teaching everything. And end of it, one day, after 1 month, he saw that the butterfly forgot to fly. She was not flying. So that's what happens with your child. So never overburden the child with too many things. It's not important to keep the child busy. It's important to give a quality activity. Quality, time hona hai usko. It's not that he should be running around all the time. Not required.
Thank you, ma'am.
And don't make the child as an don't make the child as an adult. Let them be child.
Yes. Thank you, ma'am. Kamakshi Arani, she is asking, at what age should we think that a child has developmental delay, be it speech or behavior?
See, according to, observing the child, actually you can start observing the child from 3 months. When the social smile starts, from there you can start. Neck, they will, hold the neck. From there you can observe. It's not years, months. Every parent should learn the milestones. Every parent should read about the milestones and start observing the child. If there is a delay, immediately contact the child development specialist.
Okay, it's the child development specialist that we should contact, ma'am, not the pediatrician.
There is again, definitely, we never know what is a problem. So
Yeah.
go to pediatrician, they will guide you, then go to a child specialist, child development specialist.
Okay.
Pediatrician, because it could be, it could be some health issue where the growth is hindered because of some issue in the heart. So those things you cannot deny, right? So
Yeah.
go to the doctor, pediatrician, and then also visit, someone in the child development area.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you. So Arjun Kumar is talking about hitting child. We are seeing it from most parents, and we also even see in school teachers hit their kids for some things. And how long for which thing is acceptable, or how long are these punishments acceptable? And what's the level, to which level?
Arjun, I give you an example of a buffalo. Buffalo ko marte hai na, buffalo, they hit the buffalo to walk on the road, not to go to the, the sides. So they will hit and hit and hit. And maybe for some time she will walk in the main road, path. And then again, after maybe 50 minutes, 30 minutes or 40 minutes, again, she will do the same thing. So hitting doesn't help, never helps. Punishment, there are constructive methods of punishment. So we have around 20 topics. We have around 20 topics of parenting. One among it is constructive parenting, constructive punishment. How to punish a child? See, punishment, it's not punishment, it's discipline. So hitting is not the way.
Thank you, ma'am. So another question from Arjun Kumar. Parents scare kids by saying, we will put you in a dark room and there is a lizard in the dark room. And if you don't follow what we say or don't eat what we give, then we will give this kind of punishments, is what they say. Is it acceptable? And
completely not acceptable. It is called threatening, blackmailing. Never do that. That will create insecurity in the child. And they grow as a very, scary child. They have that fear in the, child.
Thank you. Thank you for the, and thank you, ma'am.
ma'am, question from Hema. Could you please refer an occupational therapist, ma'am, for my child?
Yeah, contact me personally. I'll give you the number.
No. Kamakshi wants to share, if a behavior like going round and round, disturbed sleep, resisting to use washroom, eating soft food, are these behavioral issues?
What is the age of the child we need to understand?
Kamakshi,
Ma'am,
ma'am?
2.5 years, ma'am. 2.5 years.
Just visit to a child psychologist for a screening for autism.
Okay. Okay, ma'am. Okay, thank you.
Just go for it, because early you identify, the therapy will be more effective. So it could be a behavior problem, but better you screen the child.
Okay, okay. Do you suggest anybody, ma'am?
Yeah, please visit us.
Okay, okay.
We
Thank
have
you, ma'am.
RCA certified people. We have
Yeah,
group of RCA certified clinical psychologists who will do the screening.
Okay, okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Ma'am, Rama Garu, she is sharing regarding at what age should we think the child development delay occurs, right? She wants to share that some developmental milestones vary from child to child. How do we identify?
See, definitely the milestones will differ from a child to child, but developmental delay is delay.
Okay.
Delay is delay. So you cannot wait and understand that he will do. See, I have an example. There was a child who was not speaking, very not able to utter some, words and stuff. So those people, those parents, they waited till 4 years. 4 years, because they say that no, మా ఇంట్లో ఇంతే అండి, it is there in our family, late बात करते हैं हमारे घर में, तो he will speak. They wasted 4 years of child's life, and after 4 years they went and they understood that the child is deaf and dumb. He was not able to listen. They didn't even go for check of auditory check को भी कुछ नहीं गए. Waited till 4 years of age. So delay है तो why not check it? Why not understand it?
It's always good to be aware if there is something that needs intervention.
Correct.
Another question from Rama Garu. How to deal with peer pressure?
Peer pressure of a child, make him strong. If the child is strong, he can take any pressure from outside. It can be peer pressure, later it can be pressure of job, boss, anybody. So teach him that confidence and make him strong.
On the
We give the
contrary,
example of egg, coffee, potato. So if you put coffee powder and potato and egg in the water, boiling water for 20 minutes, the potato will become soft, egg will become hard, and coffee powder will mix. So the kids can be 3 types. Teach them to be egg. They should become strong when situations are not fine around. They cannot become potatoes.
ma'am, I would like to add, for peer pressure for children you have answered, but we as parents, we also have peer pressure. How do we handle that?
Yes. As a parent, that is a great pressure, and we tend to get into that comparison mode. We start comparing our child with the other child. So I would say every child is a unique piece. There is no child like your child. He is unique in this universe. So let's not compare any child with any child, not even your children among brother and sisters, or younger child and elder child. No comparison, and no pressure of other parents at all. You are a unique parent, your child is a unique child. That's it.
Thank you, ma'am. Bhargavi wants to ask how to make the child self-confident.
Bhargavi, my answer would be, we need not make a child confident. Actually, confidence is within the child. Every child is confident. Every human being is confident, according to me. But only thing is, our confidence is covered by few things. And we think that we are not confident. If you work on the, things which are stopping us to be confident, if you work on those things, confidence automatically comes up. So you need to understand. I'll give you one example. Did you see any person who is not confident in every context? No. The person who is not confident in the office, she will be confident at home. A person who is not confident in the family also, she will be confident with the friends, in front of friends. So confidence is there, but in some contexts, they are not confident. Please understand that. So understand in which context the child is not confident, and find the reason and find the factors around the confidence, and just work on them.
Yes, ma'am. Ramagaru wants to share how that it is a very sad thing that we end up comparing many times.
Yeah, we do that. Knowingly, unknowingly, we do that.
So I have
okay, so I think we are done with the questions. It was nice. We are done with the time also. So thank you so much, all of you. I think we have answered many questions, and it was very interactive session. you were chatting and meeting with me. Thank you so much. And I thank Vani, my senior counselor, who was helping me for this program. Thank you so much, Vani. And thank you all for attending this small webinar, a small initiative to be with you people. So next month, coming February, we are coming up with a Spurti 2 months parent training program where we'll be covering most of the topics. So Radhika ma'am, if you can show that screen, that should help us to understand. So we named it as Spurti, where we'll be covering around 20 topics of parenting. It will be like very interactive, very practical case studies and a lot of techniques for parents. So if anybody who want to join us, definitely you're welcome, and we'll post in the group. So Radhika ma'am, do we have the poster on, or if not, we'll say bye. Thank you so much. Thank you for being with
Ma'am,
us. We'll meet
ma'am,
you. Yes.
I'm sorry to disturb you. Like you were just ending. I have one question, ma'am. This is Saleha. Like we want a child to be responsible. So what we will do, we'll give little responsibilities to them. But what we can see that they taking what they will do. They will take their decision. They start taking decision. How to take care of these things, ma'am?
अभी you think of you learning साइकिल चलाना आप सीखे ना, तो
Yes.
किसी ने सिखाया होगा आपको साइकिल. So what did they do? साइकिल जब सिखाते ना बड़े लोग, क्या करते, when the child is able to do it, they will leave. When you're falling down, they will come and catch you. So that's what you should do. Do not hold the child always, or do not leave the child. It should be
Okay.
like teaching a bicycle.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Namaskar, and meet you in another meet and chat program. Thank you so much. We'll close the
Thank you,
program.
ma'am.
Namaskar.
Thank you, everybody.